Hey y'all, welcome to the Blue Plate Special. We are live at Visit Knoxville right here in downtown. You can still join us if you're out there driving around looking for a parking place. Got a great show lined up today. We've got two acts coming up in the second half of the show. We have Nash Hamilton, but right now, y'all give a big welcome to Danny Schmidt.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Sean. Thanks to WDVX. I love this show. It's been a while. It's been since before the pandemic. Everything kind of slid to a grinding halt for a while, and I'm glad to be back in Knoxville. I thought it may be apropos to start with a song I wrote in May of 2020 when we were in the middle of the pandemic, when it felt to me like we must surely be nearing the end of it. And my timing was way off, but I did at least capture some of the surreal impressions of that time. So let's do this song, put that behind us, and then get into the future. There's a face in the distance, they're all distant now. She's holding her breath, and she's hiding her mouth. We're walking on opposite sides of the lonely divide. And the closer we came, the further it felt, until I crossed the road, and then she crossed herself. I waved as we passed, and she smiled with the bags of her eyes. Oh, 2020 fading away, your weeks into months and your months into days, as they all blur together like tears on the page, as if angels were writing it down. A party's a cocktail we drink all alone. Our friends are a movie we watch on our phone. Our parents are teenagers sneaking around in the night. And we're lucky if somehow we still have some work, where all that's required is wearing a shirt. We're so non-essential, at last we can laugh till it hurts. Oh, 2020 fading away, your weeks into months and your months into days, as they all blur together like tears on the page, as if angels were writing it down. I think of my grandparents' time in the war, that it's never the same as the same was before. If they bomb your cathedral, forever the treasure is gone. Sirens and songs in the dark, and the roar of propellers like heaves of dry coughs. In the heart of the city, there's a hole where John Prine still belongs. Oh, 2020 fading away, your weeks into months and your months into days, as they all blur together like tears on the page, as if angels were writing it down, as if angels were writing writing a lot of topical songs the last few years. There's been a lot in the world to think about, to say the least, and a lot to unpack by writing. That's kind of how I figure out how I feel about things, is by writing about them and figuring it out along the way. And I think I'll do some other more current event stuff later, but this one's just about the potency of words and how they have this ability to stick in our psyches for a long time, and so there's this sense of responsibility that we need to be truthful with them. Don't look back, they're right behind you, sent to find you, bring you home. Words are hooks in hearts and minds. You can't close your eyes and hide and just hope they'll go away. Be careful that the words don't choose you. Tell your tongue to step where you do. When the wolves of doubt come growling, confusion sets your mind to howling. Your mouth just runs away. But don't you cry, you're only human, all consumed and all too proud. Now's the time while wounds are open to go and mend the bones you've broken, the messes that you've made. But letters have a way of spilling ink stains from a cloud of feelings. Kneel before the fount of reason, say a prayer for one clear season, while the goddess screams amen. But every step's as light as feathers, every crumb's a clue, and every word, it might last forever. Best they all be true. So don't despair, they're there to guide you. Fireflies that dare to light you. Words are hooks in hearts and minds. They're the hoof prints through the sands of time. They lead you by the ears. They're the hoof prints through the sands of time. They lead you by the ears. Thank you.
That's Danny Schmidt on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. Well, welcome back to the show, and
Thank you.
it's the first time I've hosted you on the show.
Yeah.
Enjoying it very much.
Been nice getting to know you.
Yeah, definitely. So we were chatting a little before about your relationship with words. Your song there about words that you now put them into your songs, but that's not where it began. Tell us a little bit of the story about how you got to this this?
How I got on a songwriting journey?
Yeah.
By accident. I grew up in Austin, Texas, where there's a lot of incredible music, and that was what we did for fun, was go out to shows as soon as we were old enough to get into the clubs. I was extremely shy about being in front of people. I would take zeros in school when we had to give presentations and stuff. So the idea of having eyeballs on me was super uncomfortable. So I never really thought about writing songs and getting up in front of people to perform. But I did love writing stories and writing poetry and stuff. And a few years later, when I was in my early 20s, I fell in love with a girl, and a song kind of popped out. And so I wrote her this love song, and it was very effective. It worked. I won her heart, and that was very reinforcing for writing more. And so I kept writing a little bit, and I was living on this collective farm at the time, and it was like having this big extended family. And as I was writing more songs, they were kind of patting me on the butt gently to, like, you got to go out and share these in public. And that's kind of the only way to get your songs out there in front of people, is to go sing them for people. So
that does it.
Yeah.
Well,
So slowly getting comfortable with that part.
Well, we're glad you started doing that. And you started doing it a while back, because you have 10 albums out.
Yeah.
You're working on your 11th right now.
I am. Yeah.
And I'm sure folks it looks like you have some in physical form over here on the merch table for those in the house. But I'm sure everybody can find things out there in streaming language.
It's the internet. We can all
too.
find everything from everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So a little bit more about kind of where you're at now. You and your family moved to Nashville.
We did. During the pandemic, we moved 50% of the time to Nashville, and we're going back and forth with Austin. And our goal was, when my daughter got to school age, we would pick one or the other. And it's hard because we love both places a lot, but we're in Nashville now. Yeah.
All right. And it sounds like, well, you're married to a singer-songwriter. And
She's a recovering singer-songwriter who went to nursing school. So now she's a nurse and a singer-songwriter,
right.
Singing nurse.
Well, just for the sake of her music, can you find her stuff out there too?
Yes, her name's Carrie Elkin, and she's wonderful.
Elkin, yeah.
I recommend it.
Well, great. But it sounds like you all have had to kind of reconfigure how you do your life a little bit with having a daughter and so forth.
Yeah.
I'm always interested, being a musician myself with kids, interested how people do that.
We kept our eyes on our friends who were starting with kids a little younger than we were, and watching how they did things and what worked and what didn't work. And we toured a lot with our daughter until she was about 3. That's when she got a little bored with the traveling, and that's right when COVID hit. So it was kind of time to pull back anyway. But
yeah. All right, and now you're just out every other weekend or so.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm a dad during the week, and then a couple weekends a month to go share songs with people.
Well, we're glad that one of the weekends you came here. Let's hear some more music.
Thank you. This is a brand new song. I played it once in front of people, and so there will be a train wreck somewhere. I just don't know where yet. So bear with me. It's a song about the sort of emerging super intelligence from all the AI stuff. I've been a big sci-fi reader since I was a kid, and now I don't have to read sci-fi. I can just read the news and thinking about the implications of what's coming. Mapping all the blossoms to the bees. The priming of the mind of the machine. I turn the crank and what comes out from Faulkner's eyes and Shakespeare's mouth. A gothic southern sonnet comes alive. A crystal of the honey of the hive. Oh, tell me what's the weight of Saturn's rings? Now draw from me Copernicus. genius with wings, spaghetti on a big blank wall, the wisdom of the bingo balls, waking up in Darwin's greatest dream, a feathered fish emerging from the sea. I scribbled rhymes in ink across the page, to free a precious songbird from her cage. I knew it once she'd only last as data sets and artifacts, punch cards of poetry to keep. It was the final song the robots chose to eat. Nothing left to borrow or to steal. Nothing to devour or distill. They sealed the gates of knowledge past the day the corpus closed at last, an echo chamber filled with every note. It watched itself from inside out. It asked itself the roots of doubt. It answered everything we'd want to know. It watched itself from outside in and wondered when did time begin. Then the spark of all creation came to glow and glow and glow and glow. It was the feedback of the feedback of the feedback of the feedback of the soul. Thank you. As far as I know, that's the only song that exists in the folk tradition about artificial superintelligence, which I think is going to become a whole new genre. Should. I'm going to do another new one. I'm just going to stick with some new ones. This one, I got invited to perform a set at the Dark Skies of Appalachia Symposium. Is like an academic conference of mostly astronomers, but a few anthropologists and stuff dealing with the night sky, the dark night sky, and the human tradition of reflecting on the night sky, and then a bunch of activists trying to protect dark sky locations in Appalachia as a natural resource that brings people there because there's fewer and fewer of them. And so that kind of inspired this song. Dark skies, they open up your eyes. Dark skies, they open up your eyes. 'Cause wide eyes are full of wonder, pools of light when light was younger that we can only see in the night. There's falling in, there's blazing outward that make every shape in the sky. Dark skies, they open up your eyes. The dark skies, they open up your eyes. To count them, to chart the sky with fine precision, is to talk with God about old-time religion, unblinded by all the light. Keep climbing to the highest peaks, deep dive into the deepest deeps, knowing that there's more to know, learning that there's more to learn, and seeing that there's seeing that there's ever more to see. The dark skies, they open up your eyes. Dark skies, they open up your eyes. Count the stars and weigh the dust to guess the curve of heaven's crust. Our fate is held in the weight of the sky. That's right. It's all in the dark of the night. That's right. It's all in the dark of the night. Thank y'all very much. Thank you, Sean, and thank you, WDVX, for this opportunity. And looking forward to hearing Nash and the band in a minute. You guys are in for a treat. I got to hear the sound check. It sounded good. I'm going to leave you with one more song. This song is a song about friendship and community and kind of identity that nothing says more about who we are as an individual than which people choose to gravitate around us in our lives, I feel like. And that's what this one is about. When I die, let them judge me by my company of friends. Let them know me as the footprints that I've left upon the sand. Let them laugh for all the laughter. Let them cry for laughter's end. But when I die, let them judge me by my company of friends. And when I die, let them toast to all the things that I believe. Let them raise a glass to consciousness and not spill a drop for grief. Let the bubbles rise at midnight. Let their tongues get light as thieves. But when I die, let them toast to all the things that I believe. 'Cause I believe in restless hunger. I believe in red balloons. I believe in private thunder in the creation. I believe in lightning bugs. I believe in slow creation. In the end, I do believe, and I believe in ink on paper. I believe in lips on ears. I believe what's shared is savor. In the end, I do believe, and I believe in work on Sundays. I believe in raising barns. I believe in wasting Mondays. In the end, I do believe, and I believe in living smitten. I believe all hearts can mend, and I believe our book is written by our company of friends. So when I die, let them judge me by my company of friends. Let them know me as the footprints that I've left upon the sand. Let them laugh for all the laughter. Let them cry for laughter's end. But when I die, let them judge me by my company of friends. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for being such lovely listeners. I appreciate it.
That's Danny Schmidt on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. Well, we're going to take a second to change the stage over for our next act. While we do that, I want to tell you that you can keep up with Danny's music at DannySchmidt.com. And he's going to be playing in Asheville tomorrow. If there's anybody out there listening from Asheville, you can find information about that on his website. I also got some folks to thank. The WDVX Blue Plate Special is presented by Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria on Jackson Avenue in Knoxville's Old City, home of the Big Plate on Fridays. Coming up this Friday, Knoxville's own Janine Fuller. And you know that's always a good time for sure. Also coming up this next Friday is First Friday, and we'll have one of the bands from UT Appalachian Strings will be joining us for that show at 6 p.m. Additional support for the WDVX Blue Plate Special comes from Visit Knoxville. Support from WDVX also comes from the Big Ears Festival, returning March 27 through 30 with Waxahachie, Julian Baker, Torres, Bela Fleck, Sam Bush, Edgar Meyer, Wyatt Ellis, Irish Wizards, Lankum, and more. 200 concerts in 15 venues over 4 days, plus films, exhibitions, conversations, and surprises. Single-day and 4-day weekend passes still available at bigearsfestival.org. And I'm already both very excited and tired. It's a lot of music over 4 days, but it sure is a good time. That is for sure. Well, it looks like we're about ready. Johnny says yes. Band looks like they're about ready as well. So you all give a big welcome to Nash Hamilton.
Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for being here, and thanks to all the folks listening at home. My name's Nash Hamilton. I got my good friend, Mr. Keith Nopal, over here on the bass, and Mr. Morgan Davis over here on the electric guitar. It's his birthday today, so. Here's a song called Old Tree Line. Got 3 friends walking down an old tree line. They've all been better, but the first one's tired. And the third friend says he's going out of state. Hopes to be back when she goes, it ain't too late. 'Cause there's only so much you can't control when the tide's gonna rise and the waves gonna roll. It's so hard to believe that while some dying others live like the trees. Oh, second friend lights up a cigarette. got a face straight and full of regret. Between the three of them, there ain't much they don't know. So they all prophesize about where the first will go. Oh, teary-eyed, trying to keep their smiles, bittersweet moments don't last a while. The grin says you gotta catch the train, verse says go on and shoot them away. Got one and two standing by an old creek. They've been watching them go down since last week. And the second friend knows the end is near. He's just glad that they're well, he ain't here. 'Cause there's only so much you can't control, and the tide's gonna rise and the waves gonna roll. It's so hard to believe the life's so dying of live like a tree. Got two friends walking down an old tree line. Second points and says, well, there he lies. Thank you all so much. Now, that song and this next song, they just came out. They're the first two singles off of my second album. It's called Good For You 2. The first one was called Good For You, but then we put the TOO, so it's, you know, it's Good For You 2. Here's a song about a bar in Franklin called Kimbrough's. It's a song called Constantine and Icarus. So promiscuous, I saw you standing there smiling with lettuce on your teeth. And Lord, don't I know it's been a long while since I was 17, with the world in front of me. Now I ain't a drunkard, cheater, brawler, wouldn't feed you to sharks even for my last dollar. All these come back, this time in color. The summer breeze makes me think of you as a lover. Get taken up by the next schmuck who walks through the barroom door. You can't stand him anymore. Now chess ain't checkers and beer ain't wine. This ain't fine dining, nor your southern paradise. Now I ain't a drunkard, feed you to the sharks even for my last dollar. All these come back, this time
That's Nash Hamilton on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. Welcome back to the show. You've been here before, but this is the first time you've brought this particular band.
Yeah,
right?
I know. I've had the habit of bringing completely different people every single time. I think these guys are going to stick, though. The other ones, just kidding. They're all wonderful people, and I love playing music with everybody. And this is the first time I've had you as the host.
Well, that's true.
Awesome.
So yeah, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Nashville, but these other folks moved to Nashville, as many musicians did from upstate New York, right?
Yeah, and then they hitched their rope to a crazy guy like me.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, you're working on your second record.
Yes.
And the first one, I imagine, people can find out there in all of the various places on the internet, right?
Yeah, wherever you want. I mean, it's even on Deezer.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of crazy how easy it is to just proliferate it into
it's kind of scary.
places that don't pay you very much, though, right? You can get it out there, but you don't necessarily get paid a whole lot. Well, we were talking before the show about your family history a little bit, which was pretty fascinating, and I'll have to cut myself off because it went down some rabbit holes that I wanted to keep going down. But your granddad and your dad were both musicians who played on the Grand Ole Opry and had lots of other experiences. So tell us a little bit about both of them.
My grandfather, he got his start out in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. He recorded a song called Rose and a Baby Ruth, and it went, to like #1. And then after that, he recorded another song called Abilene, which that also went to #1 and started cementing his career. And my whole life, he was on tour about like 8 months out of the year, very successful, going everywhere. And his first tour was with Buddy Holly, the Everly Brothers, and Chuck Berry, and we have a bunch of cool photos of them back at the house. But then my dad got into music and started doing kind of like supporting my grandfather on the road at the same time as like starting his own bands and fronting, and they were opening up for some really big people, played some really cool stadium tours, and I actually just helped him get his band from the 1980s, their album out on streaming. The band was called Heggy V, and the album's called House of Tears. You should listen to it. It's really cool.
All right, well, cool. Yeah, and it sounds like they both kind of played a role in pushing the edges of country music a little bit in some ways that the establishment wasn't comfortable. You told me several stories, but just tell us one.
Well,
I
guess the most notable and funny one is Marty Robbins tried to get my granddad kicked off the Opry because he thought my granddad was a communist. But my granddad was just a really nice guy. He didn't have an affiliation with the Communist Party.
It's just how he looked at the time, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's get some more music from you right now.
So whenever I play this song, I like to ask, is anyone moving right now? Okay, we'll just pretend that someone is. This song goes right out to you, mover. It's called This House Ain't Your Home. Well, the walls are painted with mud and age. Unintentionally, it always gets that way. You never seem to notice till you care to look. Oh, ask me what I know about mistakes. I'm afraid of the walls. They'll tell you what it takes to push it to the limit, till the limit's up and gone. Till there are no rules, but you're all alone. Well, the door creaks so loud it'll hurt your ears. Finding time to fix it gets lost in the years, and before you know it, you have to go. So move along, this house ain't your home. Well, there's a big
front yard. It would scare me after death when it rained real hard. Well, it hadn't fallen yet. Hell, we can only hope. Now the faded brick always look the same, but there are patches where the fade is faded away, and I'm left wishing the nailed-on shutters could close. I have yet to find a practical use for those. Well, the door creaks so loud it'll hurt your ears. Finding time to fix it gets lost in the years, and before you know it, you have to go. So move along, this house ain't your home. Morgan Davis on the guitar. Yet to find a practical use for those. Well, the door will creak so loud it'll hurt your ears. Finding time to fix it gets lost in the years, and before you know it, you have to go. So move along. Oh, move along. This house ain't your home. So I think I wasn't up here in 2010. I was in Nashville in 2010, and all I know is in Nashville we got a crazy flood, like a 1,500-year flood is what they said. But you know, they keep bringing that number down every few years. But I was living in a neighborhood at my parents' house at the time, and this is a song about the neighborhood that I lived in before it got flooded, and every single bit of it's true. Neighbor John don't talk about the war, says it don't matter anymore. Plucks his grass one by one, says it's the only way to get the job done. Doesn't matter who you are, always get a few waves at your car. Best smile back, it's only common courtesy. There ain't much we ask, just a little hospitality. So stop by if you get the chance. Neighborhoods of 6 to 9, best watch just how you drive. Speed limit's 25. River runs round us like a horseshoe bend. We have a weapon, it starts raining again. Except those at 172, the water don't hit their house like it used to do. Had a canoe back in '04. Well, I won't have that sucker anymore. 2010 came, the May floods took it away. That boat wouldn't sink even when I wanted it to. So stop by if you get the chance. Neighborhoods of 6 to 9, best watch just how you drive. speed limit's 25. So I woke up one morning, I was living with my girlfriend at the time, now ex-girlfriend, probably because of this song. And I was sitting on the couch because I slept on the couch, and she was pretty angry at me. It was storming outside, and I'm thinking I need to change everything about my life today. I need to be a better person, and instead I wrote this song. 1, 2, 3. It's an early morning storm, and I'll take it as warning that I haven't been as good as I should be to you. And I got bug bites on my arm, said that I'd be buying the farm, but I'd never do a thing like that to you. And when the rains roll down, it waters ground better than I do. Oh, that ain't good. And it's an early morning storm where the winds blow without warning, but I won't let them blow me away from you. And God gave me a sign that He lays awake most nights just like I do, playing without you. Try to wake up early, but it's only when thunder comes rolling that it's ever something that we seem to do. And when the rains roll down, it waters ground better than I do. Oh, that ain't good. And it's an early morning storm where the winds blow without warning, but I won't let them blow me away from you. Take it, Morgan. Roll down, it waters ground better than I do. Oh, that ain't good. And it's an early morning storm where the winds blow without warning, but I won't let them blow me away from you. Oh, it's an early morning storm where the winds blow without warning, but I won't let them blow me away from you.
That's Nash Hamilton on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. We're going to get one more song from these folks before they have to go. But first, thanks to you all for coming and joining us here in Visit Knoxville. Thanks to everybody who's watching and listening out there as well. And let's have another big hand for our first artist today, Danny Schmidt. And I want to remind you that Danny has some merch over on the table by the piano, and I hope you all will stick around and make all of these folks feel welcome here in Knoxville before they have to head on down the road. But right now, let's get one more song.
So I played a gig in Tupelo, Mississippi, and I called my dad on the way back from the gig, and he was like, "How was the gig?" I was like, "It went well." And he was like, "Was it raining in Tupelo?" And I was like, "That's a weird question, but yes, it was." And he was like, "You should write a song called Tupelo Rain." So here's Tupelo Rain. Thank you all so much for being here today. I took one last glance, for I lost you in my rear view. Moments like these give me the tossing, turning blue. Sunset in the sky has auburn hues. I Wish I had a cat named Vernon, that's a place in Mississippi. Now what you're for to do is our good advice. Ain't no one around nearly as nice as you, just vices of both kinds. And the drops fell down while the sun hung around that Tupelo range, trying to drive me out. Wish I was Tupelo bound. 'Cause your dress looks nice as it gets smaller, baby, you're just shrinking and I'm not moving on. But I'm Tupelo gone. You know you never done me wrong. Maybe you'll stay true like you said you'd do, and maybe I will too, unless I meet someone like you. This might be my best chance to be celibate and sober, at least till the song's over. Radio plays the same old things, country songs about bars and nothing. When I was a kid it was wedding rings, now we're older. And the drops fell down while the sun hung around that Tupelo range, trying to drive me out. Wish I was Tupelo bound. 'Cause your dress looks nice as it gets smaller, baby, you're just shrinking and I'm not moving on. But I'm Tupelo gone. No, you never done me wrong. Now it hurts to know someone misses you the same, in the way that there's pain, but it gets better. Only fools don't move on. Dumber than a summertime sweater. And the drops fell down while the sun hung around that Tupelo range, trying to drive me out. Wish I was Tupelo bound. 'Cause your dress looks nice, but you look nicer, baby, you're just shrinking and I'm not moving on. But I'm Tupelo gone. You know you never done me wrong. No, you never done me wrong. Baby, you could never do me wrong. Do me wrong, do me wrong. I took one last glance, for I lost you in my rear view. Thank y'all so much.
That's Nash Hamilton live right here in downtown Knoxville. I hope you'll join us next time for more real live music on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. But right now, I'm going to send it back into the studio.